Okay, so I think the microphone's plugged in now, and it wasn't before, which is probably why it wasn't working. So I guess we should probably test it out. Come here, I whispered in your ear in your dream as you passed out. Baby, was it over then? And is it over now? Is the microphone working? Hey everyone, it's Victor here, and today I'm going to update you on my life because I feel like loads has happened and I haven't been vlogging. Or am I recording? Yeah, I am actually recording. It's been that long that since I've used a camera that I forgot to plug in my microphone and I hadn't charged my batteries in time. So yeah, we're just rolling with it today. It's weird. I watched some of my old content the other day and I realized how much more energy and drive and inspiration I had back then. And then I realized it's probably because after going through the pandemic, I feel like my brain chemistry just changed. I feel like I just changed as a person. I lost so much motivation for uploading. I lost so much inspiration. But life goes on and things still continue, and even though I am not a full-time YouTuber and probably never will be, it's nice to occasionally update you on my existence. It's been a really weird blur this past half a year because up to the point that I qualified as a hairdresser, which was in June or July, I think it was, I had a real focus. My focus was getting my qualification, and when I got that, it was weird. I felt really strange. I felt a little bit purposeless and a little bit lost because I didn't have an instant job to go to. I didn't have an instant full-time hairdressing job to take up all my brain power and time. So I think I got a little bit depressed. No big deal, not seriously so, but to the point where when you complete a huge goal and then the payoff or the reward you think you're going to have isn't really there, it's a lot. And I'm really glad I got my qualification, and I am still trying to seek out new opportunities. And I'm still hairdressing because I still have a salon job once a week, but once a week isn't really enough to get myself a mortgage. So yeah, new opportunities on the horizon is kind of my focus for this year in terms of hairdressing. But the last half of last year has been weird because as soon as I finished my apprenticeship, I then got a part in a pantomime. I auditioned in July for the part of Alucard, yes, Dracula's son Alucard, in Dracula The Pantomime. Or Dracula The Pantomime, if you want to be really technical about it, because that actually is what it's called. So my weird ADHD, OCD, autistic spectrum brain, I've not been diagnosed with anything, but I know that all or one of those things is probably me. I don't have a diagnosis, but there's something going on. I fixated on this pantomime because I went for this audition. I had 2 days to prepare. I sang on stage for the first time. Always had a bit of a fear about that, even though I love singing. Sang on stage, did the whole audition, read from the script, and that evening, I got an email from the director saying I got the part. And it blew me away because I didn't think I was going to get it. And it was 12 shows, one after the other, in December. And I'd never done a stage show before. I didn't even do the school plays, guys. I'm an actor that needs a camera and a script and the script being there just in case. But no, this is you're on the stage, you've got to learn your lines, and if you forget your line, it sucks to be you, I guess. So I guess my brain has hyperfixated from July since I finished my apprenticeship because I had this little bout of depression. And then suddenly I got this part in this panto and my life was like, oh my God, I'm going to be on stage. This is kind of terrifying, but also amazing. So from July, I learned all my lines. I had the script already. They gave us the script straight away after the audition. So I learned all my lines because I'm like that. And I was trying to get all my movements down. I mean, I have a tiny apartment, really small apartment. I'm taking up all the room in my apartment right now sitting to make this video. Yeah. So you can imagine me trying to do stage choreography and think where I'm going to be on a big stage for this performance in this tiny room. It was quite funny to watch. Working towards this role was incredible because it was a dream role. I love Alucard. I love Castlevania. I love Dracula. I love vampires. I love cheesy horror stuff, which this was. It was meant to be... It's a pantomime, so obviously it's around at Christmas time, but it's not a Christmas story. It's a scary story. It's a spooky, child-friendly spooky story about Dracula and Alucard, and, you know. For those of you wondering, I do actually have a vlog of my experience in the pantomime and some of the performance on film, so I obviously will be sharing that later down the line, but I kind of wanted to make a sit-down video just telling you about how weird my life has been lately. So my coping mechanism for the past 6 months has been, I'm playing my favorite fictional vampire. Well, Lestat, don't be offended, okay? Like, I love you, right? But Alucard is also beautiful, blonde, and problematic. So I can have more than one blonde, problematic boy in my life. I heard you on okay? So sit down.
Yes, fuck you.
To play one of my favourite blonde vampire men on stage, it was like a dream, an absolute dream. So yeah, I put my whole self into it. And I met the most incredible people. I love every single member of the cast and crew in that production. It was mind-blowingly positive, the whole experience. When you're in a crew of any kind, it can go very wrong sometimes because obviously you're all people with lots of different opinions and lots of different lives all put in one place. And sometimes arguments can happen, or, you know, conflict of interest can happen, or whatever can happen, because a lot of people in one room together can cause a problem. But I have to say, it was all positive. I had a wonderful time with everyone, and everyone was so professional and wonderful. And it is amateur dramatics, but it was not amateur in any respect in terms of people's behavior. It was wonderful and so professional and so just gorgeous. It was a gorgeous experience. And that pantomime took me all the way up to just before Christmas, when my mum came all the way from Scotland to see me in the pantomime. And then I went back with her for a week before Christmas. So it was kind of like rehearsal, 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 panto, went back to Scotland, came back here, had Christmas here, had New Year, and now I'm sitting here like full of cheese and confusion and trying not to let that depression come back because, yeah. Mental health is something I want to talk a little bit about in this video. So if you don't want to get into it, I mean, it's nothing really, really bad. It's just kind of being honest about things. But being distracted for so long and having hyperfixations throughout last year, my apprenticeship being the first half and then the second half being this role in this pantomime, it really got me through. And there's a lot to be said for hyperfixation, but there's a lot to be said with having to sit with yourself and be honest about your mental health. And that's something that now it's January, probably the worst time to think about your mental health, but you know, you have to do it. I realize there's a lot of things I need to figure out and work out. I've never been to therapy, and it's something I really would love to do because I think I have a lot to talk about and unpack. And I think even if you don't think you need to go to therapy, you probably do. Everyone could benefit from therapy. So that's something I might consider looking into in the new year, well, in this year. But obviously, finding a therapist is going to work for me, but also the cost of it, or even the waiting time for it, it puts me off a little bit. So because I'm not doing that right now, I've taken up a new hobby, which is embroidery. And I've become very enamored with embroidery. I will show you a few things I've made. I don't know am I still in shot? Yeah, look, this is actually in the shot. So this was the second thing I made. I don't know why I'm showing you the second thing I made first. So I love Over the Garden Wall. It's one of my favorite animations of all time. It keeps me sane throughout, like, you know, late autumn, early winter, because it gives me those cozy vibes. So I did a little Enoch face with "You'll Join Us Someday," because that gives me strange morbid comfort to know that maybe one day I will be a skeleton wearing a pumpkin in a field somewhere in a fictional America. This bit went a bit dodgy because it's meant to be like the old north wind starting to howl. But yeah, it just looks a bit janky. But I'm not I'm not a genius at it yet. So that was the second thing I ever made. I'll show you the first thing I ever made. That's also on the wall, which is kind of hilarious. Right, I'm going to have to get up high for this. Deep. I'm not in shot for that, though. So you've probably not seen it on the wall. You've not had a sneak preview. So this was the first thing I ever made. Very Hannibal vibes. As you know, I love Hannibal. So yeah, I was going for a kind of like antler velvet falling off antlers, but also kind of being a Hannibal logo type of thing. So yeah, bit morbid and dark. So that was the first thing I ever made. I was pretty proud of how this went, considering I knew nothing about it. I think if you can draw, you can transfer your drawing skills into embroidery pretty easily. That's something I've realized. So yeah, super happy with this. I'm going to put it back on the wall, and then I'll show you my latest thing, which is the most exciting thing of all. Also, do you like the fact that I've got a radio mic now, and you can hear me when I'm away from the camera? Like, how snazzy is that? Oh, shit. Right. The thing is broken off, so he's going to live here for the video. He's gonna live there if he stays. Stay. Wait, right there. I'm going to show you my other thing I'm working on. You'll have to forgive the fact that it's covered in cat hair because everything I own is. So the other thing I've been focusing on is doing my Trash Dandy stuff, because I made a shirt earlier last year and sold it, and people loved it, and I was really happy with it. Hand sewed it. I have been working on another one, but it's come to that point where it's so close to being finished, I don't want to finish it. Anyone else relate with projects like that, where you get to the point where it's like, I just need to line this part, or I just need to like fold over the seam and like, you know what I mean? Like, it's the tiniest thing that needs to be done, but I refuse to do it. So yeah. But this is my other embroidery project I've been doing. So you can't actually see. So it says, "The horrors persist, but so do I." And it's one of my favorite meme things that I see going around, is this little saying. So I decided to embroider it onto a frilly shirt that I found in a charity shop, which is originally from Zara. And I've done one side of the collar with blood drip around the neck, but I think I might do the other side because I think it might finish it off quite nicely. But I'm going to be selling this, so it's kind of a shameless plug, but I'm going to be doing more embroidered shirts because there's something very satisfying about this. And I'm really proud of how I did the horrors part. It reminds me of Rocky Horror Picture Show, that vibe. It's just, yeah, it's giving. So if anyone's interested in this shirt, keep an eye on my social media because I'm probably going to be selling it soon. But it's literally hand embroidered by me. I've sat and watched spooky shows while my cats have been surrounding me. I will wash it, obviously, so there's no cat hair on it, because that's the one annoying thing, is being in this house. You cannot wear black because you will get pearl hair all over you. That is just the way it is. So yeah, embroidery has been my new boy. I've been really enjoying it. So yeah, super proud of my replacement therapy thing. Like, it's not therapy, but it's something. It helps my brain chill out, and we all need things like that. So yeah, while I decide on whether I'm gonna get therapy or not, I'm just gonna sit and embroider. I think that's fine. I'm gonna show you my other shirt. Now this is the one that is like so close to being finished, it's almost laughable. So, falling over. So this is, again, too close, but I've handmade this from scratch. So it's another like poet shirt with quite spring-like, which is probably when it's going to be ready, quite spring-like details. I found this really beautiful like upholstery material. It's quite thick, just to do parts of the collar and the cuffs. It's also on the back. So I wish I could show you this properly, but when it's finished, it will be up for sale. So anyone that wants this, it's got very big puffy sleeves and cute little Victorian cuffs. So yeah, I am nearly done with it. It's basically the same pattern of the shirt I sold before, with the big puffy sleeves and lots of little frills and stuff. So yeah, I have been working on things in the background. I have been doing trash dandy stuff, which, for those of you who don't know, that's what I call any clothes that I upcycle or make, is trash dandy. Trash to treasure kind of idea, because I only use recycled fabric, charity shop finds, so things that people would like, can't be bothered with this anymore. I never buy new fabric, and I never buy new clothes to do anything with. I'm all about kind of upcycling and reusing. So that's why it's like one man's trash is another man's treasure. Sorry, I nearly knocked over the Christmas tree. That's the Christmas tree. I need to take it down actually, because it's 12th night tomorrow. That's really important. So, right, so yeah, unfinished projects. I'm a big fan of starting things and then not finishing them. I don't know why. Probably, again, something diagnosable. But it's fine. It's good. I'm still doing stuff. I also randomly made my Lies of P cosplay, which I vlogged the entire creation of my Lies of P cosplay and posted it on the day that Lies of P was released, and then I haven't worn it again. I am chaotic by nature, I'm afraid, with these things. I'm probably going to be taking Pinocchio to KokoroCon, possibly, because KokoroCon's my next con in April. Is it April? I actually don't know. I'll put the dates of KokoroCon up here. But I'm going to be at that convention, so any of you that are going to be there, you'll probably see me there. I think I'm going to do Pinocchio from Lies of P. It's a really bad name, but it's a really good game. Poetry. Yeah, so I'm going to bring Pinocchio. I'm probably going to bring Scanlan from Critical Role. Probably going to be doing FNAF. Me and my friends are big FNAF fans, so I've never done a FNAF cosplay, but I think it's time. So I think I've been given Foxy to do in our group, which I'm quite happy about. So I'm probably going to be making Foxy. It's not going to be total fursuit kind of thing. It's going to be kind of like Jujinka-esque with some elements of, like, obviously the ears and stuff, and maybe some kind of muzzle thing. I'm not sure. I've never done anything like that before, so we'll have to see. We're also doing JJK, Jujutsu Kaisen. So I'll probably be Mojito. I think that's it. Oh, I think I might be bringing Ken. I might be finishing my Ken cosplay, or bringing just like denim jacket and trousers Ken. So yeah, something like that, I think. So that's kind of the con plans. I realize I've probably been peeking the microphone constantly because I'm so loud. Anything else? I feel like I've been struggling a little bit more with being misgendered and a lot of kind of gender-related things. I feel like I was really good with being misgendered before and I didn't care, but this past couple of months I've been really upset by it when it's happened, and I feel like I've not been wearing as much of my flamboyant stuff as I usually would because I'm kind of terrified of being misgendered, and that's a real shame. I think it's probably related to the fact that I have been lower, so I haven't had that same amount of confidence just to go like, screw you guys. Yeah, I've been struggling with that a lot more. So I think my self-image and my way I'm portraying myself has gone a lot more on the, like, not ultra masculine, but I'm a bit more afraid to wear my more flamboyant stuff. I still love all that stuff, and I'm still making that stuff in my fashion, like for my fashion brand, but wearing it, I've definitely felt a little bit more scared to. So that's something I'm admitting to. I've always been very open about my fashion choices and why I've stuck by them. But if the anxiety of being misgendered and cornered in bathrooms is too much, sometimes you just need to wear a suit and tie. And don't get me wrong, I love wearing suits and ties and waistcoats, and that's still part of the fashion that I enjoy. It is sad in a way to feel so controlled by that, and it's something I'm going to try and work past. But at the moment, I'm really enjoying just wearing more stuff that blends in a little bit more, in a dark academia way, of course, but in a way that is not so troubling to the normies out there, because I just can't put up with it anymore. I hate it. I just want people to respect who I am and not question it. I mean, but you know what's the funniest thing of it all? I was wearing a very similar outfit to this, actually, just like a shirt and waistcoat, and I even had like a tie. I think I had a tie on. And yeah, the only thing that's slightly unusual about my appearance would be my hair. But I was in a queue in an art shop, and I was behind this kid who was messing about, and the woman behind the counter said, "Oh, can you just move out the way so I can serve this lady?" And I nearly, like, just, I don't know, just, like, stopped existing. It was just like, really? Seriously? Like, I know my face is a baby face, but I don't think my face is so ultra feminine you'd call me a f***ing lady. I think it's the hair, but it pisses me the f*** off. And I won't apologize for being aggressive about it. It's just like, if you're referring to someone you don't know their gender, like, and they come towards your cash register, just call them a person. Why'd you have to call them a f***ing lady? Like, I've been struggling much more with how the normies and the cis people perceive me. So yeah, that's a thing, but I'm good. Like, I'm very happy, other than when I get misgendered by idiots on the street. But it happens, and it's a part of my life, and I need to just realize that I have to just keep being myself, and I can't just shave my head. What can you do? What can you do? That is the question. I think I need to care less, so that's something else I'm going to work on. More embroidery, definitely, and I'm going to try and do a little bit more fashion-related stuff. So making more shirts, embroidering more things, because that's a nice little income for me as well, if I can do that on the side. In terms of YouTube future, I don't really want to set anything in stone, because like I say, I used to want to be a full-time YouTuber, but I honestly don't think that's something that's going to happen for me. So I think really I need to just upload when I want and do whatever. I mean, the amount of times I've filmed videos and then never edited them, again, unfinished projects. So I think I need to just do what I feel like and not put pressure on myself, because you've got to enjoy life. You don't know how long you're going to be here, so just do what you want and don't give a about what people think. But I have missed talking to you all and connecting with you, because it's a very special thing to me being able to realize that I have made a difference to some people's lives. As much as I didn't think that was ever going to happen, it's nice to get comments from people saying that, like, me documenting my transition, or, you know, just talking openly about anxiety or mental health or fashion or whatever has somehow touched them and, you know, made them feel less alone. Winner. So yeah, I'm really glad if that's the case, and hopefully I get the inspiration to do more of this stuff, because it has been nice to feel that drive to do it. So maybe in the new year it'll happen. But anyway, I should probably edit my pantomime vlog so I can upload that, because I know a few of you have been interested in the pantomime, because I've been posting a few things about it. So yeah, I'll do that next. Hopefully you'll get that in the next few weeks. I made a whole video about the new Black Butler anime that's coming out this year. But I didn't upload it because I was afraid people would just talk about Black Butler on my account. So those of you that watch to the end, you know I'm still interested in Black Butler. But none of you guys that go like, "Where's Grell? I miss Grell. I don't care about you, Victor. I just want to see Grell's face." None of those people will have watched to the end, because they don't actually watch my stuff that isn't Black Butler. So you guys are the MVPs. Probably will be making more Black Butler content in the new year, because there's actually a new season coming out. So yeah, look forward to that. For those of you that are the true fans that actually care about me as a person and don't just think I'm a machine. Cheers for that, for the basic level of human respect. Anyway, apologies for peaking the microphone non-stop. I need to change the settings on this. I'm not used to having a radio mic. But anyway, look after yourselves, have an amazing new year, and I will see you very soon.